Can you remember I recently made a video about how great Chinese motorcycles are? Well, the other early morning, 1:30 in the morning, riding home, my bike cut out in the middle of nowhere. So I was stranded. But luckily, I don't do it very often. Luckily, I had my tool bag with me. And bike cut out under high revs. Not so much high revs, but high twist, high power. You know, when you give it some on the throttle, it would just keep cutting out and cutting back in again. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, so I'm like, what's actually going on? I managed to get the bike going again, barely enough, and I got it to a service station, gas station, petrol station, petrol garage, whatever you want to call it. But the place was closed, but they had lights on outside, and it was out of the rain, and I could work on my bike. And obviously the way it was acting, how it was cutting out, I thought, oh, okay, I've been starting it with a lot of choke. God, I literally can't fucking see. Oh, now better. Yeah, so I was starting the bike with a lot of choke. I thought, yeah, the spark plug's going to be filthy, going to be mank. So sorted the spark plug out, had a look at it, and guess what? It was fucked. It was like really dull. There was a little bit of carbon on it. No, so I cleaned it up the best I could. Bike started again. I was well on my way, but it was raining really heavily by that point. I thought, oh no, and it started doing it again, like cutting out, like jolting forward, like 100% power, 0% power, on repeat kind of thing, whenever I'd give it gas. So I managed to crawl home about 35 fucking miles at 40 miles an hour in the freezing cold, waving the fast cars past me. So yeah, that was interesting to say the least. I got home, everything was fine. Thought nothing of it. And I've been riding the bike ever since. But last night I went to go see one of my family members, and halfway there it started to piss down with rain, and like, well, I'm not turning back. I'm halfway there, over halfway there. So I went to my sister's just for a little while. Bear in mind the bike was outside and it was still kind of spitting with rain, so I didn't hang around too long. And obviously I had no worries. I thought the bike was sorted. And so I leave my sister's and I'm heading to work. and middle of nowhere, bike cuts out on me again. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. It's a new spark plug. You know, I've changed the air filter, that wasn't great, but it wasn't the main issue, but I thought I'd change it anyway. And I'm like, and I had to be at work in 10 fucking minutes, and I'm about 12 miles away. So I started walking with the bike for like 10 minutes, right? Started the bike up and it started again. I'm like, okay. So I managed to ride for 10 minutes, but then it would cut out. So I did that a few times and I got to work only about half an hour late by the end of it. But I noticed my ignition coil plug wasn't sitting right. So I put that in. So I pushed it on a bit harder and it was fine. I thought maybe that's the problem. So when I get to work, I showed my colleague what was actually going on, and the bike was still running, and I just moved my finger and gently passed the ignition coil, and my bike fucking electrocuted me. So I'm guessing that's damaged and it's got wet. So under high throttle that's supposed to be doing its business, and it's just cutting in and out, in and out, in and out. So I've ordered a new ignition coil and that'll be here in a few days. But I hope that's the problem, because that might be something I can sort myself. Seems like relatively cheap. Hey. Yeah, I obviously ride in all sorts of weather. I don't know if something's corroded it or done something inside. For fuck's sake. Fucking lights. It's your fault, Andy. Fucking prick. Yeah, and obviously the bike seems to be... And obviously the bike seems to be running okay, because, well, yeah, the roads are wet, but it's not pissing down with rain. So I'm just taking it easy. Hopefully I can just fix it myself now. Had a little look and it appears I've got to take off, as most things on this bike. You bastard. Yeah, most things on this bike you've got to take off all sorts, including the side panels, the seat and the bloody petrol tank, just to get to where the ignition coil is mounted. However, I could do it, because the bike garages around here are super fucking expensive. Anyway guys, that's my little stranded rant. I will see you guys later.